I wanted to give you another I don't know, point of view when it comes to the idea of fixed costs, variable costs, and not mixed costs, step costs, right? And to do so, we're going to go back to this example we used in class of Tony's print shop, right? Tony, look, this is his business model. You want something on a t-shirt? Great. You give me the t-shirt, meaning I don't buy the t-shirt. You buy the t-shirts. You provide them to me. I have my people put the decal or whatever you want on that t-shirt, and then you take the t-shirts. That's it. The only step in the process that we do at Tony's Print Shop is we put the decal on the t-shirt, right? I was going to go into a whole bit. I didn't. You're lucky. And I charge $6 a shirt, right? Any size, $6 a shirt. Now, the matter is that associated with that $6 a shirt, there are some fixed costs and some variable costs. So if I do 1,000 shirts, that means I get $6,000 in revenue, right? Price times volume. Price is $6, volume is 1,000, pardon me. So $6,000. Now, I do have some fixed costs. We should be able to recognize these. We have to remove our fixed costs. They come to $6,000, right? $2,000, I'm leasing a printing machine, $2,500 per month. I'm paying myself. I'm an employee. This must be an S Corp, right? Because I can pay myself monthly. And I have $1,500 per month in rent. It doesn't matter how many t-shirts I do that month. I'm going to have to shell out $6,000 that month. I also know that based on how much I pay my one worker, that it costs me $1 per shirt, right? It costs me 25 cents per shirt in ink. That's the only real cost of goods sold that I have is the ink itself, because remember, I don't buy the shirts. And it costs me 75 cents rather in labor, because my employee works an 8-hour shift and can only do so many shirts in an 8-hour shift. But if that person is fully engaged for all 8 hours, it costs me 75 cents per shirt in order to create them. So in this case, my total costs, right, my fixed costs plus my variable costs are $7,000, and my net profit is negative $1,000. So if I only do 1,000 shirts, I'm actually working at a $1,000 loss at that time. By the way, real quick, remember, we took variable costs and we broke them down to an actual dollar and cent. We decided how much it costs us in a day in variable costs, and we divided by how many shirts we could actually produce during that time period. Remember, typically when we do our vertical analysis, we break variable costs down into percentage. We can do that here too, but we decided to do it the other way, where we can simply say, how much does it cost me at this level of business to be open for a day? And we were able to say, yeah, that's 75 cents a shirt and 25 cents per shirt in cost of goods sold in ink, right? But remember, variable costs can be done either in percentage, the percentage of revenue it eats up, or in dollars and cents like we do here. Typically, it's in percentage in the hospitality industry, frankly. The fixed costs are always done in absolute dollar amounts. So having said that, the rest will go more quickly. We know at $1,500, that'll give me $9,000 in revenue. It's $6 a shirt times 1,500 now. My fixed costs don't change one bit because fixed costs don't change. But remember, it costs me 25 cents per shirt. So my variable costs are going to go up. When my volume goes up, I assume that my variable costs are going to go up along with it, not my fixed cost. My labor, because it's 75 cents per shirt. So now it's $1,500 per shirt and $6,000 per shirt. So my total costs are $7,500, but my revenue was $9,000. So now, gosh, I'm turning a profit. So I know that if I'm going to have $1,500, 1,500 shirts, that I get to go for a profit. And at 2,000, same rules apply. I'm making more revenue. My fixed costs don't go anywhere. My variable costs go up, but not that much, letting me have a $4,000 profit. If I have 2,000 shirts, I'm going to create that month. Here's the thing though, even fixed costs have a limit, meaning that is the most shirts that we can produce in a month at these fixed costs. I have one machine, I have one employee, and my salary stays the same, the rent stays the same. But if I'm going to grow any further past 2,000, I need a second machine. This machine simply can't make more than 2,000 shirts per month. Well, I've got a choice to make. Do I stay at this size and say that's okay? I guess I can live at a $6,000 profit a month. I can put it back into the business, and this is as big as I want this business to grow. Or do I say, you know what? I know that I'm doing 2,000 now. I think I have the opportunity to keep growing. Well, if that's the truth, if I say slowly I can get busier and have more business here, then I've got to get a second machine. I've got to get a second employee. So that's going to increase both my fixed costs and my variable costs per shirt. Should I do it? Well, in this case, yes, let's. So we move down a little bit. Now notice that I have an extra machine. That's another $2,000 a month. My salary doesn't change. My rent doesn't change. I had room for that second machine right in here. But my labor, I have two people now, so not 75 cents a shirt, but 75 plus 75, $1.50 per shirt, because I'm baking a lot more shirts. So now it's going to cost me $1.75 for a shirt because of the labor. I'm hiring these people 40 hours a week, regardless of the amount of business I have. So now I went from, remember, I had 2,000 shirts a month, and I was bringing in enough money to have $4,000 in profit. Well, if I want to grow, I have to add these additional fixed costs. And I did, in fact, grow. Now I'm doing $2,500. I'm making 2,500 shirts per month. That gives me $15,000. Now my fixed costs have grown to 8,000 because I've added that machine, and my variable costs have grown because I've added that employee. So now my net profit, even though I have a higher volume of business, my net profit is lower because that step cost, right? That step cost is eating up more of my revenue. The point is that when you have a step cost, you have to be prepared to make less profit than you did just prior to the step cost. As we get closer and closer and closer to our limit, then we are going to be making the most profit overall. But if I want to grow any further, I have to add a step cost, which brings everything up. So for a little while, I'm going to have to settle for less profit, and I'm doing that now at 2,500. Well, what if I continue to grow? Remember, in order to add a step cost, well, I have to have confidence that I'm going to continue to grow. Eventually, we get to 3,000 shirts per month. That's 18,000 in revenue. My fixed cost, because I haven't added past that step cost, I can still produce, in this case, 3,000 shirts. So $8,000 a month remains, but I have to remove that from my $18,000. And then it is still $1.50 plus 25 cents per shirt, $1.75 to make one shirt, or to print on one shirt, comes to 5,250. So now I am actually turning a profit of 4,750. So 3,000 is where my next profit turn goes, right? I'm making more than I did here, even though for a little while I was making less profit. I'm still making a profit, but I was making less profit than I was just prior to the step cost. And then at 3,500, I'm making 21,000 in revenue. My fixed cost still, because remember, my next step cost isn't due until I reach 4,000 shirts, right? Each machine can make 2,000 shirts each. And so when I get to 4,000, I would have to make a decision again. Should I add even another machine? And that probably means my rent has to go up because I need a bigger place. My machine costs have to go up by 2,000 because of that. And then I would need another employee still. So I would have to worry about that. But we don't have to worry about that until we get to 4,000 shirts a month. At 3,500, I am doing real well. My fixed costs, because I haven't had to add any step cost at this point, remain the same. My per shirt cost stays 175, but if I multiply that by a higher number, in this case 3,500, that's going to grow. So at 3,500, I am making 6,875. So in this case, the SEP cost worked. I had some time while I was still growing, but my growth hadn't caught up with my new costs, where I was making less profit, but now I'm doing just fine. Think about that and be able to explain it. Take some notes. You should have taken notes all the way up until this point. I'm assuming you